Hello, this is Julie Reisler. If you are new here, I want to welcome you to this month's intuitive guidance for August 2022. Really grateful you're here, and this is one of my favorite things to do is really check in on the energy of the month. We're going to look at the new and the full moon. Also going to be talking a little bit about really some of the key elements of the energies of this month. I am going to do an intuitive card pull, and at the end, we'll just do a little bit of a Reiki hand healing. So happy you're here. I like to start, if you're new or you've been with me before, you probably know I love to start with a intuitive card pull. I do this because it helps me get outside of my head and also allows me to kind of tap into greater wisdom. So what I'm going to do is I have my deck of cards, the You-est intention cards right here. I'm going to shuffle them, and I'm going to go with two cards today and see what the divine mind has in mind for us today. Let's see what we got. So pick this card here, put that down, and this feels like the other card. All right, my friends. I also want to just remind you, if you've not already done so, I have a really, really fun free intuitive type. It's an intuition-based quiz. You can take this quiz and learn your dominant intuitive type. I also have videos that go with it and teach you how to nurture that your intuition, especially your dominant type of intuition. There are 4 types. I don't want to give it away. They all start with a V, but you will find out your dominant type, and then there are tools and tips and ways to strengthen it. And you can find that intuition test both below in the show notes, or if you just go to my website, juliereisler.com, or you could do /free quiz. Either way. All right, here we go. Let's see what these cards are. So we have got, oh, I love this for today. These are great for this month. Okay. The first card is presence. So I'm going to show it to you. I think you can probably see it. There you go. All right. Presence is the first card. The second card is grounded. Really, really important to learn how to stay grounded. So we're going to talk about both. Let me read to you these intentions. And then I'm going to talk about what's coming up intuitively for me with this month and things to think about in your own really managing and overseeing your energy for this month. And then I'm going to get into the moon's cycles, and then we'll do a little Reiki activation. So presence, we'll start with presence. That was the first card I chose. As I increase my presence, I feel more presence to all of the gifts in my life. I am present to the miracle of being alive and well right now in this moment. I will pause throughout the day to bring in a new sense of awareness to all that surrounds me. Here are questions to ask your You-est you. How can I add more presence to my morning, my day, and the rest of your time, your week, your whole day? How can I pay attention to what is happening in this very moment? What beauty can I find in it? I love that. This actually goes very well with what I'm going to talk about with the energy for August. So presence, we have 1 is the first one, and 2 is grounded. All right, here's the intention. My feet are firmly planted on the floor, and I am grounded, connected, supported, and nourished by Mother Earth. I have everything I need right now within me. I breathe in well-being and feel a sense of grounding, and exhale anything that doesn't serve me. I'll come back to this because I had a very strong intuitive hit as I was reading this. I'll come back to some things that I think would like you to focus on. So here are some questions to ask your You-est you. How can I be more grounded in my life? What activities and people ground me? And what are ways I can ground myself today? Okay, so number 1 with presence. I'm just going to give a moment or 2 of each, and I'll come back to them. The thing about presence, so many of us, and myself included, is it's very easy to get future oriented, to get future thinking, to think either about things regretful things that we did in the past, something we wish we could change, which can often lead to shame and frustration, right? Or worry and doubt about the future, or maybe visioning, right? On the other side of the stick, something that's a little bit more feeling positive and aligned, but we often are not really here right now, right? So I'm actually going to invite you with me. We're going to do just a presence activity. I'm going to invite you to put your hand on your heart. Close your eyes, and we're just going to take a deep breath together. Inhale, extending your belly with air like a balloon, and then exhale, releasing that air, that worry, concern, anything else that might be there for you. Let's do one more deep cleansing breath together, really feeling connected in this moment, in this presence of the divine, of yourself, of being alive. Inhale and exhale. So just notice how you feel. We took 2 deep cleansing breaths and would love for you to tune in. How does it feel to be connected to the moment, to your breath? Your breath is what's sustaining you, right? It's sustaining me since day one. And being in the present means really honoring the bounty, the abundance, the fullness. We could start with just appreciating the present moment, the presence of our breath, of our ability to breathe, of our heart beating. And what happens is, and I've talked about this before, and I'm sure that you've heard of, what you appreciate appreciates, what you focus on will expand. Really important to remember that. So, we're always in the present moment, but very easily we can go into fear, concern of the past, bringing that to the present, and then we rob ourselves of really being in the here and now, and then what's to come in the future. So we often, without realizing it, derail ourselves. And so what I'm getting is, this is really your ticket, is to come back to the present. So if you feel yourself spiraling in the past or in the future, in either way where it's bringing up worry or concern or doubt or overwhelm, any of those emotions, I'm going to encourage you to take a breath, put your hand on your heart if that feels good. And that's where grounded, that's where our second card comes in. Because when you get focused on the present, it is grounding. It is grounding. And a great way to do this, to ground yourself, is, if you can, get outside. Get your feet on some earth, some grass. Really allow yourself. It's also called earthing. You could also get what's called an earthing mat. And these are ways to bring in beautiful vibrations, beautiful energy that can help you feel grounded. The thing with being grounded, and this is what I sensed when I was reading this, is really knowing, it says, my feet are firmly planted on the floor and I am grounded, connected, supported, and nourished by Mother Earth. I have everything I need right now within me. So when you focus on presence and being grounded, what happens is, because our brain is a polar organ, right? So it's going to be searching for answers. It's going to be looking at, do I do this or do I do that? It's kind of in that analysis paralysis. If you can focus on presence and being grounded, it's kind of like your brain is going to say, okay, I'm going to stop searching, right? I'm going to focus on this, right? I'm going to focus on being grounded, and that can eradicate fear. That can get you out of that spot of fear. And in truth, what we're doing is we're either coming from fear or from love. It's really that simple. It doesn't always feel that simple. I can tell you, I know for myself. But sometimes when I'm feeling frazzled, overwhelmed, anxious, nervous, whatever it might be, I have to just pause, take a breath, come back to the moment. Remember, I'm okay. You're okay right now. And then I can say to myself, okay, I think I'm actually in fear. Let me pause. Let me be compassionate to myself, and what do I want to choose? And so just grounding yourself in the present moment is one of the best ways to bring yourself back to love, to connection, to knowing that in this moment, right now you're breathing, I'm breathing, we're okay. And this can be very helpful as things are, if you've probably noticed, gotten very chaotic around us in the world. There's quite a lot happening politically, climate change, other issues, wars, strife, struggle. And if we focus on that, it can feel very unsettling. The way to come back home to yourself, come back to that greater connection to your higher self, your You-est you, the divine, is to ground yourself in presence. So I love these cards. I'm going to come back to them, but I do want to move on to talk about the moon energy in August. So we start out with the new moon. The full moon is actually first. The new moon is at the end of August. The full moon is going to be on August 11th. Okay, that's a Thursday, I believe, August 11th, at least if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. And that full moon is the full moon of Aquarius. Aquarius, which is such a beautiful air sign, it's really about stepping back. And air sign is typically, we associate it with thinking, with reflecting, right? So it's stepping back and appreciating. Now, August, in terms of Chinese, the 5 Chinese elements, we're in that time of summer and late summer, which is about fullness and bounty. So it's about appreciating the bounty, the beautiful produce and crops and flowers and fauna and fullness that's around you. It's also appreciating perhaps, things that you've created, or the seeds that you've planted that are now blossoming and blooming, right? So appreciating the fruits of your labor, appreciating the beauty within you, around you. Appreciation is a really great word to connect with this full moon. That full moon, and it's going to be a final super moon of the year. So it's going to have incredible, intense energy to it. What I love about Aquarius is it's about big thinking, opening up your mind, connecting to the higher realms, right? That air sign. So connecting into that air sign, can you get yourself, outside, appreciating what's around you, right? And for that full moon, something that you could do that I have done and I love to do is get a jar of water and put it outside. Let it get charged by the full moon, and then drink that right at the full moon and afterwards. If you have crystals, if you have intentions, put those outside under the full moon. Very strong energy, very strong energy. And this is going to be a super moon. So it's going to be a lot of really, really in-depth energy. And that focus is really appreciation, appreciating, stepping back, and appreciating everything. All right. And then the rest, so we have August, which is predominantly in the sign of Leo, but then it changes on August 23rd. And we find ourselves in the new moon on August 27th. And that new moon is going to be in Virgo. And we also move into Virgo. This is a time of reset. This is a time to really think about the habits, the routine, what you've set in structure and in place that is maybe around your intentions from the new year. Because we're coming around the bend. We're going to soon be hitting the beginning of the fall. And before you know it, we'll be at the end of this year. So it's a great time to reflect, to really look at what are those habits, those routines, the practices that you're doing, those thoughts, right? And how are they serving you or not? This is a great time to reflect and to reset, right? So we have the beginning of August, that full moon is a time for appreciation and to look within and see what can you appreciate in your own life that's working. And then with that new moon, that Virgo energy, it's looking at what is it that is set up in your life, the habits, the structures, the routines, how are they helping you or not? Where might you reflect and reset, right? So that could be, lazy summer days, like maybe you stopped setting your alarm clock. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe you've stopped doing your meditation practice. Maybe you've stopped some of those health practices that really help you to feel energized. So looking and seeing, okay, I'm going to start setting my alarm again. I'm going to start drinking those 80 ounces of water. I'm going to bring back, the making sure I'm eating enough fruits and vegetables. I'm going to make sure that I'm moving every day. I'm going to make sure that I'm adding time for me, for meditation, whatever that might be. I don't know what it is, but I would really encourage you to use that time to reflect and reset. And it's a beautiful time of year, especially for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere. Now, I know if you're all the way on the other side, like if you're in Australia, it is not summer, right? You're not at the end of the summer. You're getting to the end of winter. It's the opposite, right? So for those in the Northern Hemisphere, this is a time of incredible light and warmth and bounty and fullness. It's also a good time as we come to the end of summer to start reflecting, resetting, appreciating, right? It's almost like, okay, what I'm hearing is almost like a mini version of Thanksgiving, right? At Thanksgiving time in November, we really look at what we're grateful for, the bounty, the harvest, right? It's the end of the fall. We're moving into winter. Start that now. Start your own personal Thanksgiving now. Look and see, how can I be thankful now? What can I appreciate? What am I seeing? Where am I seeing the abundance? That's really the word, abundance. There's such abundance in August. And, depending where you live, right? Like my family, we usually take a trip down to the beach. For those who know the Delaware Beach area with Rehoboth and Bethany. And, on the way down there, I always see these like huge stalks of corn, beautiful farmers markets full with cantaloupes and watermelon and tomatoes and peaches and corn. It's like everything's overflowing, abundance, right? The light is still out late, right? We haven't fully moved into the beginning of fall. So this is a time to honor that abundance. All right, so I'm going to invite you to just take a moment to take that in, take a breath with me, come back to that moment of presence, ground yourself. That was the second card. I'll show that again, grounded. And we're just going to do a short healing hand Reiki activation. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. And I'm just going to rub my hands together to kind of get that chi, that energy flowing. And putting my energy, my hands up, and just allowing the divine to guide this whole practice. I'm feeling a lot of energy around my hands. Okay, and so this is what I'm getting. It's interesting because I'm wearing blue and felt the urge to kind of put on a blue shirt. And I'm just feeling very strong connection to your throat, especially your throat chakra. And so this really means, okay, so what I'm hearing is speaking up and out, speaking out those affirmations, those declarations, those intentions. Use your voice. And remember the power of putting I am before anything. As you say I am, you are literally invoking the divine order, divine mind with you. I am peace. I am abundance. I am love. I am the light. Whatever it is that you're looking to bring more into your life, I encourage you to speak it. I'm hearing there's like a tone, and I don't know how to sing the tone, but I'm hearing and feeling the strong connection to your voice, your throat chakra. For some of you, it might be singing, more speaking up and out, but I'm definitely getting a lot of energy around your throat chakra and speaking words that soothe and uplift your soul, putting I am before those words. Let me just see if there's anything else. I'm just sending some energy to your throat chakra, to your body. I'm getting a lot of reverberation back in my hands, very warm feeling. And what I'm also getting is just to remember that you have the right to speak up and to speak out, to speak your voice. What I'm hearing is to come from love and curiosity. Love and curiosity. Love and kindness. And when you come from love and kindness or curiosity, you can't go wrong. Okay. I hope that was helpful. I'm definitely feeling a lot of energy around your throat. I know for me, somebody who has managed a thyroid condition very carefully, I'm very on top of that. And one of the elixirs, one of the healing agents is speaking up. It's actually why I do this work, both my podcast. I've done a lot of speaking, and then doing these intuitive guidance videos. For me, that's part of my healing, that solvent is speaking. So if you also, especially my female listeners out there, we often, women tend to have thyroid issues. I think it's like 3 out of 4, way more than men do. And I really believe there's a connection with speaking up and out, speaking authentically versus stifling your voice. So my encouragement is to speak your voice, to speak it out in a way, whether it's the I am statement, I am divinely led, I am always protected, I am loved, I am at peace, I am grounded, I am abundant, I'm an emissary of the divine, whatever it might be. Just whatever you're putting after I am is so powerful. Maybe it's speaking truthfully about something that has been on your mind or your heart, but I'm feeling a lot of connection with that. So I hope that was helpful. It's such an honor to be here with you. Again, if we are new to each other, please share this with anybody you think this could help around managing their energy, finding ways to align with your gifts, your soul purpose, your higher self, your You-est you. That's what I call it. And as always, please keep trusting your own inner guidance. It is here as a superpower, as a gift. I look at it as a divine gift because you too have these abilities to connect in. And I hope this has encouraged you to really use them this month to appreciate all of the abundance and fullness and to reflect and reset. We always have a choice in how we want to design our life. You have a choice to design your life. Speaking of designing your life, that is what I call myself. I'm known as a life designer. That's what I do. If I can help you to design your life as a coach or mentor, please let me know. And if you're interested to learn how to design your life and help others to design their life, let me know because I am starting my next cohort of my Life Designer Coach Academy in September. And we still have spots available. It's a 4-month live, very high-powered, incredible, life-changing program. We've had many, many, many students and graduates from all over the world, and you will learn how to trust your intuition, how to help others design their life, and also design your life. So let me know. You can also check the show notes, or you can go to juliereisler.com/certification. Either way, my friend, it is an honor to be here with you. I hope you have a beautiful August. I hope you know that from my heart to yours, I'm so honored to be on this journey with you. And may you be led by your own inner light. So much love. Mwah.